I'm live. Hopefully, I didn't even do a mic test. Hopefully, it's working.
I'm joining you.
Oh, hey, look. Carly Ray is joining.
You have me looking so pale on this. That is just wrong.
In person, she's way more pale.
Oh, man. Please.
Vampires are like, damn.
This is awful. I look like Michael Jackson right now. Please adjust the settings.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
I'm serious. Use your face.
Why are you picking up?
Let me see your face.
Hold on. That's the first thing I want to talk about. It was, I don't really look in the mirror.
Give me some warmth. Give me something.
That's all you get. That's what you get.
I'm vampiristic right now.
Is that better?
That is a little better. Oh, it's real rough today, guys. It is real rough.
Oh. Here, there you go. That's all you get, vampire. So,
Jesus.
Really? So, yeah, the color. I don't know what I did to my nose. Like, I noticed it was like stinging.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been, we're in a sunny state. We're in the States.
So
we're in a sunny state.
you're trying to say that you actually spent time outside and got
I'm
sunburned?
like, is my nose sunburnt? Like our legal's like, Robert, do you have a zit on your nose? And I'm like, I didn't know what he was talking about, other than I'm like, oh yeah, it's a little sore.
Well, all you do is watch TV all day.
It feels like my nose might be an
Yeah.
might be an entire zit. I did marathon Stranger Things last night for a little bit. Not gonna lie. But I want to get to some things. I have my handy notepad out, and so yeah, nose. That was the first thing I want to talk about. In case you're like, is he Rudolph? No,
it's literally in his nose.
It's really bright. Wonderful. There's a website refresh happening. So for those that
camera. We're talking to our viewers. Hello. Welcome.
There is a website refresh happening, and maybe you could tell us. So right now it's currently kind of an older Egyptian style, and it's maybe not as cool as it could be.
Yeah. So
it's classy, but
it's
classic.
Okay. So originally, when we got into this, we were looking at all of these other coins, and a lot of the coins are meme coins. They have this kind of like
cartoon
gimmick, that word kept being thrown around, was gimmick. And we kind of wanted to veer away. We didn't want like it to be cartoony, but we also wanted to have, in a sense, our
like
own
a theme
kind of theme. Yeah. So we went ahead with Anubis and did this whole ancient Egyptian theme with the rich browns and stuff like that, the text and everything. And so I had this thought, and like just Anubis 2.0 just like came into my head, and I was like, crypto is so modern, it's so futuristic. Why are we giving off an impression of like these old kooks, like
really
from 1 BC,
Yeah, that's true. It's not very modern.
Not.
So it's going to be I'll right out the gate. We'll tell you this is Tanya's brainchild. It will be tech meets new and old school meshed.
Right.
So
think like Stargate, but like more in the
Stargate,
future.
Transformers, Anubis, yeah. So we're still gonna stay. Obviously, we're Anubit, so we're still gonna stay with like that theme, but it is going to be modernized and techno, and it actually. I'm not sure whether we'll do both new and old school NFTs, but for sure the new theme, we haven't been released it yet, but the NFTs are already on the slate.
And when I tell you guys, I found this artist, and he is absolutely sick. He's a 3D artist. Should I say what the NFTs are going to be, or should we kind of hold off on that a little bit?
Hold on. We're recording on multiple platforms right now. So Omar is.
Thanks Me Too says cyber pharaohs. So yeah, kind of that idea. So we want to right now we're having an Anubis type robot, like Transformers like, created in 3D form. This artist is incredible. He's a perfectionist. he would like to be promoted. I was like, we do live streams all the time. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just he's amazingly talented, and I put him on kind of a strict timeline. And he was like, I'm not going to have any sleep.
Join the club. So here's the thing. We're things that we have going on the background. Obviously, the NFTs are full swing. We'll also have the buy button, which is going to be basically right from our web page. People can click, connect their MetaMask, and do a buy straight to Anubit without having to jump through any hoops right from our website. That is going to be a big thing to purchase Anubis. The other storefront that we're going to be incorporating is you'll be able to purchase. There's still a little bit of debate going on. Mm-hmm. Here's where we're landed right now, and it's subject to change. Okay, I'm not saying it's finalized, but we want to do our own NFT sales. Hey, can you turn down the volume over there? It's crossing over, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hold on, I'll go handle it.
Yeah, Tanya's gonna go out there with a put the bat down.
Hey, guys.
So what we're thinking is that the NFTs and swag are going to be purchasable through our storefront only with Anubit coin. By doing that, we're basically forcing our hand. We want people to go right through the coin to purchase stuff. We have really low buy-in sell fees, so there's really no point not doing that.
Yeah.
That way, you know that anyone that has our swag, it was or is a holder. So I think that'll be a really good thing, and it gives a little exclusivity. We're also looking at doing some pairings where if you order certain NFTs that we can pair it up and you can select whether it's, I think we're doing things on the for shirts, hats, and shot glasses, and there might be a couple other things, so you can choose to have your custom NFT with the purchase branded so that you get mailed out your selected swag to go with it, so that you can have your own, be your own artwork, and you'll have your own unique shirt or hat or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. We'll also have on our storefront general things for a new Bitcoin with our updated refresh. I'm excited for you guys to see. Tanya's been working hard behind the scenes on that. I know it's the first you're hearing about it, and it's because it's getting a little closer. Best case, we're 8 to 10 days out.
Yeah.
So coming soon.
Very, very soon. Ghosty, Nathan is asking, what's the price point of the NFTs?
We're working out the details. I don't want to price so low that anybody can get them, but I don't want them priced so high that you guys, we want to be realistic with making sure that they're not priced out of the market. So we're kind of like looking at things right now. If they're paired up with some custom printing and custom order, whether it's swag, then we got to make sure that all costs are covered, things like that. So the team's working on those things behind the scenes, and there's some people that like a simple T-shirt. There's some vendors where you can pay $12 and they'll shrink up to nothing, and you'll be wearing a midriff. Mm-hmm. And there's some vendors where it's like, our hard costs are like $40 a shirt, but it's super nice quality and not going to shrink and not going to have pilling and wicking and all that kind of stuff. So it's and then the other thing is a team like all body types. The good thing we do have pretty much all body types. Want to put things on, and before we lock it down, we want to make sure that they look good, they hang good, they don't, if you got, for me, like,
beer belly.
Beer belly or showing, hardcore nips and stuff like that. We want to nip that stuff in the bud. So, we want, there's lots of things that have to be done in order to.
Michael says Rob in a crop top next to Nathan also asks, is it going to be a whitelist for the NFT or just open market?
Details to follow. Nothing is. There's basically a number of different paths that we and the team kind of puts our head together on things, and we butt our heads and and eventually, there's a consensus.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's not. Sometimes it's like people get dragged along kicking and screaming. We don't always agree on things.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, we had a hell of a meeting today. That's why we're 25 minutes late.
yeah, I'm like, well, and a little food as well.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so today's been a lot of meetings. And so we'll have a lot of those details. If anything's up in the air, we're going to have them sorted out shortly. It's just, all those details don't just fall into place. There's a lot of different paths.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to discuss, so NFTs, we're talked about that.
Can I go back? Because I just have one question from
Sure.
Coconut Fred. Will the 1,500 plus coin holders get an exclusive NFT or random? Also, what about some of us that lost money holding BNB? I read Crypto Batman said he was going to airdrop an NFT.
I know that all of those have been mentioned and are on the table. There is a line by our motto is do right by everyone always. So that's our guiding principle. We also can't put ourselves out of business doing that. So otherwise we're not here to be. So when there's a balance to be found, we tend to lean on doing whatever it takes to make everybody whole and happy, and especially those that have supported us to take care of them. So whether where the thresholds are, like the cutoff, like, oh, okay, you're holding this much, we're gonna drop you an NFT, or whether we just offer, send out some custom. We can probably just release a token with a custom discount voucher, things like that to select people. There's lots of things we can do to skin the cat, so to speak. So we'll figure out the way that's probably easiest, simplest, and fastest. We want to do that sooner rather than later. Our holder account's about to go up by a lot, so I want to do that stuff like as soon as we can, or get it locked. So if you're looking, I don't know where the threshold is. I don't have exact answers, but so we'll have more details. That's stuff that I think Theo's probably going to have to help us out to get, for operations and get that executed.
Yeah.
He's been spearheading most of the swag stuff
sure.
right now.
He's on it.
So he's on it. And yeah, more details to follow. But yes, all of that has been discussed, and it's not without a lot of thought and consideration. So I want to talk about the new streaming schedule real quick. So we've been doing pretty much a stream, give or take, every day. We've been trying to shoot for around 1 o'clock. Time-wise, we are going to be bringing in 1 to 2 people at least to help us out with social media. We need to push hard on all of our social media fronts, and get a lot of cross-platform growth. So whether it's TikTok or Twitter, all the big ones,
and also add more platforms on. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see
Discord and Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
We still don't have a presence on any of those.
Once we get those 2 people in, there's no reason why we can't handle it all. So
yeah, so that's all happening behind the scenes. Any help on that front? I know that we're learning how to optimize with hashtags and do, to pull in a bigger audience. So you're going to see a lot of growth coming over the next week. You're going to see an insane amount of growth. So those are the, where it's like a small community, or I should say smaller but growing, right now, and you're like, oh, this is really comfortable. Sorry guys, you're going to have a lot of company shortly. For those of you that understand and have a little more one-on-one with us, and a lot more opportunity to ask questions, I'll ask that you carry some of that water for us, helping answer those questions. A lot of you step up, just it's so wonderful. So
yeah, you guys are awesome.
Yeah. Tanya, like 10 times a day, she's like, oh my God, I love our community. I love these guys.
I talk about you guys all the time.
Yeah.
You guys are so funny.
So streaming schedule, we're gonna have my involvement with streaming is not going to necessarily go down, but it's going to be a little more focused. I want to take it so that I can answer more technical questions. I have a ton of things I don't get to, where I have some feedback about where the industry is going. I've got some insight that others don't have, just through, whether it's sources, things like that, which I really want to be able to share, and so to put you guys ahead of things. So some of it related to us, some of it not related to us. Just because most people have they're into not just one thing. They've got a reasonably diverse portfolio of different coins that they're invested in.
Hang on. You guys are blurry. Sorry.
Oh.
We're getting reports of blurriness. This one is on too. So
No.
I'm almost wrapped up. So
It's okay, as long as you can hear us.
Yeah. I mean, you could blur me out right now, and it'd probably be an improvement. So,
I love this self-deprecation.
But well, it keeps me humble. So, I do want to let you know that I'll be doing some more technical things on that front, some more industry analysis, where I'm able to hopefully give you guys some insights that help earn you guys more money. Because I want our audience to do better than anybody else in the market. So to that effect, it'll have to change my involvement a bit, but that's fine. We're bringing in other talent that's willing to get on camera and step up for other streams. Also, more TikToks and more relevant info.
Can I just...
Yeah, go for it.
Ghosty says, Roadmap says adding influencer on 25th. Any update on who you may choose, or if it's still on time?
We have another meeting today. We've got some strategic partnerships that are going to be coming online. We've been working on that diligently. Obviously, from the outset, before we even launched, Crypto Batman was in the loop and still is. However, we're definitely gonna bring on some big guns that we're coordinating with, and it's just making sure that we have the right audience to promote with. And so we're kind of guarded about, so we're kind of selective, and it's like we're the new kids. We're supposed to be just kind of like, oh, just anybody look at us,
the Island Boys.
Yeah. But we're the truth be told is we are a little picky, because this isn't our, we're not, we might be newer in the crypto sphere, but we're not like rookies. So we definitely we've learned that you got to protect your image, you got to protect your branding, and you got to make sure that if we're affiliated with anyone, even remotely, that they have the same vision that we do, or share at least the core of it.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to touch on is there was a lot of questions about Lola. We're not on our white paper. I want to answer more questions in regards to it, because there's little uncertainty. First off, the main reason it wasn't included, we didn't want to give away everything, all the info. But the other thing is, the team, we didn't know if we were going to be able to release it to coincide with the token. It wasn't guaranteed that we would have it. We kind of held off a couple days to allow it to be finished beforehand. I really wanted it.
Sure
and
did.
when we first launched, it was there was I think something wrong in the code, where there was something was off, and they had to do a little correction. So it was probably 20 minutes, 30 minutes behind launch before it was in full swing. So it's because we were just like, it was a mad rush to try to get it done to coincide with launch, and so we didn't include it on that. We should have included it on the roadmap of something, but we didn't know where it would go. And the other thing is how it works. It's basically an AI assisted algorithm. It controls, it has a range that it can control. So it doesn't get like this full range. of influence. It can only operate within certain values, and it is minute, but it can have really big impacts. So it does have some control over, like, minute on the whale code. So anything anti-whale, it can tap into if it sees patterns, which we thought was, it's like, hey, in the off hours, if no one's sitting there at 3 a.m. with their monitoring, you want to make sure that something that doesn't sleep is making sure that nothing goes crazy.
Does it only have an effect on the whale code?
No. It has effect with evaluating based on prices on the market, whether how much of our token is released in what intervals and at what percentages. So it controls token supply to price, to anti-whale features. It has its tentacles in a lot of little things that and all of it geared for one thing: making sure that the coin is stable, healthy, and net growth. So if you were to ask people what they want, most people want opportunity for big upswings, which it does not throttle those upswings. It's not like it doesn't take the wind out of sails. It just makes sure that any growth is not it levels it so that it doesn't do like where you could pump and dump, where the growth is just makes the coin vulnerable, where the price shoots, but there's not a big cushion underneath it so it's a real growth. And it makes sure that you have all the upsides with none of the downsides. So you'll see, you're starting to see it kind of like get smarter, and you see the trend on our graph start to go kind of just steady up, and there's ups and downs.
It's looking real healthy.
It's really healthy.
Yeah.
And now that it has it kind of dialed in, where it's like it's this happy point, like it's starting to really it gets. The nature of AI is it gets smarter.
Yeah.
Scary smart. So anyway, I wanted to answer a little bit about that. You're going to see on our version 2 of some other things we have for new investors, whether it's a refresh on white paper and web page coming up, more things introduced. We're not going to spend a lot of time retooling what exists now, just because the refresh is going to replace a lot of that anyway.
Yeah.
So I did want to just speak to that for those that had questions, and no one else has it. So it's ours. We developed it. We designed and developed and implemented. And we do license a couple things, but not for this. The other thing I do want to mention is if I'm hesitant to talk about any other projects, not that this is not the only thing that we've done together. It's because for reasons with regulation and otherwise, I have to make sure that we are with our audience not misleading you in any way, shape, or form. Our coin has to stand on its own merit. Things that are like Lola, that directly works and were developed strictly for use with our coin, are all things that are kind of fair game to talk about and detail. Other things I can't cross-contaminate certain projects unless they're officially synced up. So before any relationships are finalized on anything, my hands are tied in a lot of ways. So where my true nature is to be brutal honest and have some would argue very little filter. I have to make sure that I am walking that line properly for you guys, so that I don't put us in a position where people can say, oh, well, you said this or you said that. I want to make sure that I'm only right now coin related. This is for official Anubit coin related, or products that work directly in coordination and are wholly owned by Anubit coin, which Lola is as well, is a wholly owned. There's no partnership there. It is an Anubit coin of the company. Yeah, it's our exclusive product that works with it. So with that said, I think if there's any other questions, once for those.
Read a couple of the comments.
Okay. You can read that. I can't even see.
SBD Kitchen says, Give me the bucket and the water shall be carried.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Michael says Rob is about the rescheduling. Rob is trying to get away from picklebacks. Totally understandable.
Oh yeah, yesterday it wasn't just a pickleback. Later it was clarified. Oh, yours was the spiciest.
Spiciest. I put tapatio in there.
Yeah, it was. I was like, man, everyone else did make the face, and mine was like, my eye was twitching. I was like, that's what they do though, and I'm like, oh,
And then-
now I look like Rudolph the next day. Wonder
Theo
why?
said, I did that on purpose. I put it on his side over.
Yeah. No, they set me up. They set me up.
At the advice of my gastrointestinal doctor, I have to cut down my streaming time. Dirty Penguin says, but you're saying there's more in the pipeline.
There's a lot. There's honestly, like, every time we have a meeting, like, did we even mention that? Or like, man, we should probably say something. And stuff that not just talked about, like works going in, like, racking up bills on, and we haven't even had time to convey it properly. So we have. And just aside from digital, like we have things where we track all of our notes. We have all these tools that we use for communication. But we also have, like, for brainstorming sessions, we have, a dozen whiteboards that are absolutely chock full.
Filled.
Where they get filled with, because sometimes it's the most effective way as a team to sit there and draw some things out and concept some things, and then we take a picture, we erase, and then we fill it up again.
Yeah.
Like,
and any empty spots are filled with ridiculous drawings of self-portrait.
Yeah. Oh, and then by the back, someday we'll have to upload the picture of our whiteboard by the back door, which has Tanya's list.
My grocery list.
The grocery list, it will scare the crap out of you. So yeah, no, we'll let that leak. You'll be like, oh, Tanya's a serial killer.
I answered. Well, you answered one some people had about Instagram and Discord. Oh, I think this is Sean right here. Where in the pipeline is the Anubit bar going to fit in?
The Anubit bar. Oh my gosh.
And I said that the only bar you would have is one with non-alcoholic wine coolers.
Our old office straight up had a bar and full on stocked.
We
and
never used
we
it.
never used it. That's why we don't at our new office now. We emphasize, like, we have more parking, and it's all secured and gated so that nobody can just walk on. And so with our old one, it was much more approachable, but it had a bar. But we didn't drink.
Approachable.
Yeah, like we had a homeless guy in a bush out front type deal. Yeah, well, when you start out, you do that whole thing called bootstrapping back in the day.
Yeah.
But we had a bar, and it would very rarely get used. Only holidays, really, where we're doing celebratory, shots, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we got our conference room has a mini fridge with alcohol in it, and typical office stuff. But we're not like the mad what I'm trying to think, the ad people with the whole the scotch in the back of the conference room. We don't have anything like that. We just, that's too classy for us.
Yeah. Are you talking about Mad Men? Or
Mad Men, yeah.
Okay. Ghosty says, any thoughts or something in the pipeline about billboard marketing and NYC, etc.? More traditional marketing.
We have been talking about, I'm not against that type of stuff, whether billboards or TV, and there has been a little talk about TV. I can tell you that the next week news is coming in or was it this week?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I can't keep up. News is coming in, and we're trying to basically coordinate that.
It's next week.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
We've been flying a little bit under the radar, and that's been a little reprieve. That's nice, even though that we're customer facing with you guys. Mm-hmm. Just having, like, locally here, being able to shop in a grocery store without, like, oh, I saw you in the news is kind of nice.
Yeah. Well,
So,
no, I don't want anyone to approach me, actually.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
you got
somebody-
the wrong person. Who are you? Get away from me.
Yeah. Last product release, like, I was like, oh, I saw you, and then I'm like, no, I just wanna.
You're like, I look better in person, right?
Yeah. I'm like in flip flops, torn up T-shirt, as they said, crop top T-shirt, and it's
Shorts,
like
dad shorts.
Yeah, dad shorts. So not exactly. I look way better on the news, don't I? But anyways, yeah. So that stuff's gonna happen. It's gonna be kind of unavoidable if we do something like that. The question is what market, like a billboard. Where do we put a billboard? And what's our budget? Yeah, we have money coming in, but most of it's going out towards. I mean, some of these exchanges and things like that are costing arm and leg legal for things. Just KuCoin's requirements are just absolutely like, ugh.
Yeah, speaking about that, Ghosty's asking if there's any progress from yesterday on the ramping up of CMC or other sites, CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, you want to tell them what you tried to do with CMC?
Okay.
Let's break it down.
Okay, so, I mean, we're applying to a bunch of these sites.
I've applied to CMC for a CMC listing.
Yeah, you already have.
If you get on CMC, you get in CoinGecko. If you get in CoinGecko, you get in CMC. And so I've applied to both, and CMC CoinGecko hasn't responded. CMC is like get more traction, do more. So basically, it's chicken and the egg. It's or cheat. Right, those are your options. Either you have to get enough traction so that you can have social media blowing up, so that you qualify to get on CMC. But also, if you get on CMC, it helps you get those things. So, what most people do, as far as I can tell, most of the new tokens coming on, they all just buy their artificial traction. They get straight on those platforms, like hour one on those platforms, and they're off to the races. I don't know if we're just naive. Is it just engineered to just reward the cheaters and we're just a bunch of idiots trying to do things right?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell us.
So Tanya's like, all right, I'm going on. We were looking for artists for like the
NFTs.
For NFTs.
And that worked
for
out.
Sticker packs.
Stuff like that. And then we were like, we found some listings on Fiverr, and I was like...
We have in-house artists, too, don't get me wrong, but what we're looking for is basically we have to pull in a bunch of different artists, and we choose the best ones. So the bigger the pool, the better. Sorry, didn't...
But no, we found some listings on Fiverr of like people saying, I can get you on CoinMarketCap, I can get you on KuCoin. I was like, okay, maybe these people know something that we don't know, right? So
they got the magic,
right? And I found
because I don't have the magic.
Yeah, you don't know enough. Sorry, get away. But like, so I found this person, and he seemed pretty cool, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I can get this done. And he said that he can get me into another exchange, but what I was really interested in was CoinGecko. Which is what he said that he can get us into first.
We get in CoinGecko, we automatically pretty much get put on to CMC.
CoinMarketCap. And so he's like, and I can do it in 24 hours. I'm like, fantastic. Like, you can get in 24 hours.
We're doing enough other things.
We're having dinner together, okay?
Yeah.
And so he messages me at night, and I'm like, hey, I keep checking on CoinGecko, and I'm not seeing, our name popping up. And he goes, oh, look, it's right here. And he sends me to the CoinGecko terminal, which anyone can upload their coin to the CoinGecko terminal like they can like on PancakeSwap or something, or like Top 100 Coin.
Silly.
Like, it's just, I was so beyond pissed.
You were pissed enough to sing it?
I was pissed enough to sing it. I was so mad. So... yeah, that happened.
So yeah, that's the skinny on that. We're working on it on every front. We don't take our foot off the gas pedal on anything, but things where we're beating our head against the wall, yeah, we're looking for help. I know that we could cheat and get on there in a New York minute, but what's the it's like I want to do right by you guys. And part of that is, okay, if there's a couple ways that we compromise and when fake it till we make it on to get on some of these platforms, I know that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy of success. You get on and therefore you get recognition, and then it percolates to other things, because some of the other things is if we can't get on there, if we take a long time, then it delays all these other ripples that need to happen. So we're trying to figure out, like, where's the things where we hold the line, and where's the things where we just need to budge and bend a little bit at least. And so as of yet, one of the first things we've done is like, okay, let's see if somebody else has the recipe to get on there, because if I'm filling something out wrong, let's do it, because it's been 10 days, we're still not on it. We've got growth, we got, we're turning around, we got volume, we got all the metrics that I think that we should need. And I look at some of the new coins where they're doing like 24-hour volume of 2K, and they're already on there. I'm like,
and we're real people with real faces. We're present. We're right here.
You didn't do the right thing. You had to buy 10,000 Twitter followers first.
Yeah,
so
give me a break.
So yeah, we're sacrifice. Yeah, so it is it's a debate between basically doing what we think the way it should be versus these silly systems in place that literally block out people trying to do things right and reward those doing wrong. Where do we compromise? Where's the line? We're trying to figure it out. I want to retain our integrity. At the same time, I have to do what's right by you guys. And there's no reason why we shouldn't be on CMC. So if we're doing a couple steps here to get the ball rolling, forgive us. The only thing I can promise you is we'll be honest about it, and I'll tell you what we're doing so that and if you can scold us a little bit, but until we get that ball rolling on some of those bigger things and figuring out what metrics they need, then I'm wasting your time where we could be blowing up much faster. So but I'm not willing to compromise on some things. I'm not willing to. I just don't want to be in like all those just I don't want to use a word, but I don't want to be like every other organization out there where they have no morals and no where they're just like we're here to make money, but we can do it the right way. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I appreciate your faith in us.
We have more comments. I don't want to leave them.
Okay, all right, she's gonna get to you.
Had some people bring up a possible podcast format for these videos.
I love it. You guys have suggestions?
Yeah.
A lot of that, like, for now, a lot of it's learning, like, what you guys want, and balancing that. The other thing is has been a lot of informing you guys, because we can't do it alone. So we know that we need to kind of download into you guys so that when basic questions come up, you guys can kind of run interference to make sure that we can get to some of the higher level things. I don't want to suggest that that's any way lower level, but some of that basic stuff, if you guys have been really helping, and this has been very productive for our time, I believe, net, because there's no substitute for having you guys out there with the same message, and we're all in sync. And there's multiple people that can kind of answer those things, because you do get trolls coming in. I think the moderators and you guys have done a good job with them. You get trolls coming in, and some of them just they're thriving off of just stirring up shit. So
Vito says, what's the time scale for taking over Caveman Coin? So
did you put out Caveman Coin, or
no?
Did I put that out there?
Caveman Coin, crypto.
Oh, okay,
Crypto
got you.
Batman is in the house, and
yeah, he is.
And he actually put that up.
Yeah, so I suggested, and I don't mean it to slam Bitcoin at all. Bitcoin trailblazed, Ethereum trailblazed. You got to respect those things. It just is like the Wright brothers, right? They go down in history, but nobody is flying a Wright brothers plane right now. All planes kind of stem off of that. Well, Caveman Coin is Bitcoin. It's dumb coin. There's no smart contracts built into it. It's very primitive. It was the first entry in Salvo, and it's kind of like, if you want to drive down the freeway, you're probably driving a car that's made after the year 2000. Nobody's rocking down. The Model T is in a museum. It's where it belongs. It's not actively on the roads. And so it's not we don't appreciate the trails that are blazed. We absolutely do. But we like air conditioning, and we like, a smooth ride, and we like, power assisted steering and anti-lock brakes and stuff like that. And Bitcoin doesn't have any of that stuff. It's dumb coin, yeah.
Had some people in Telegram asking about how many coins are held by holders. Any way to know that without physically counting each transaction?
Yeah, right now it's about 1.2 million. So that's our circulating supply. We should probably, on our website, maybe we'll put an API that tells you the current circulating supply number. So Tanya, on our refresh, I think that's a good
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
We're going to have other coin metrics listed there. We were going to do a plugin and show everything with a coin market cap plugin as soon as we can get listed. So we want to have all that info. It's just, we need to check off a couple of these boxes, and we also want that to be introduced on our refreshed page, not on our original, because we've stopped putting time into the original with the refresh about 10 days away.
Is that count of holders including Lola?
Lola doesn't actually hold. Lola interacts. She's invisible arms that are kind of like an octopus with her tentacles, controlling things. Circulating supply that does not include anything in reserve wallet that's going out. That's just active holders out on the marketplace. So about 1.2 million coins are currently in circulation. That does include those that are sitting in the liquidity pool that are available. So which is, I'm not sure how many are in there, but I think it's got 50-60 grand worth of Anubit sitting in the liquidity pool at any given time.
All right. And then I do see your comment, Ghosty. I'll go ahead and get back to you on that in Telegram or something, okay? And thank you. I think that's it for now.
Guys, appreciate everything up till now. You guys have killed it. A lot of work left to do. Every day we're pushing things forward, so we're going to get back to it.
Stop you one moment.
Okay.
Someone in Telegram is asking this, any reason why Pancake Swap is telling me this when I try swapping ANBT for BNB? The input token cannot be transferred. There may be an issue with the input token.
So you're trying to go from ANBT to BNB? Or BNB to
swapping ANBT for BNB. Yeah.
So if you've gone, I don't know about that message. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe start from scratch. Hit refresh on the page, paste in. If you've sold a bunch in the last, I'm not sure what the anti-whale message is, but if you've sold a bunch, you might be on a cooldown period until it's on a 24-hour refresh to be off cooldown, and then you can sell more. So
anything with slippage that they might be able to do? Or?
Yeah, there could be slippage if it's going to have too big of a price impact. Just brainstorming, but I would hit refresh, copy right from our web page, maybe paste in the contract address, double check all those in case something ran amok, and those are slippage and a cooldown if you've sold a bunch would be the only, anti-whale could be the only things probably affecting it. Everything else, functionality is working, and there's other people buying and selling right now, so that would be a little perplexing if it's anything other than that.
Yeah. All right.
So we're going to get wrapped up. I'm going to click the magic button here. One moment.
And I'll go ahead and upload the streaming schedule, update that across all of our platforms.